Hey everyone, Froe here for another vanilla-ish Let's Play episode. This is starting off a little bit crazier than I was anticipating. I just noticed that we got a couple visitors with us. Oh, and we just got slowness. That's not a good combination. We should be fine though. We got our Elytra on so we can just run away if we need. And we're just a little bit quicker than Ordir the Viking here. Anyways, I want to say thank you for last episode. You guys were really kind to me about our first pixel art we did together. And you gave me some good feedback too that I'm going to work on and show you guys in a little bit here. What I wanted to do this episode is, since last one took me so long, because I never did pixel art before, so it took me a long time to get something that looked good. Well, these are kind of loud. Let's turn this down just a little bit. So I never did pixel art before, so it took me a long time to make that episode. And because of that, I wanted to make this one a little bit quicker. So we're going to do a little bit of caving together this episode. And the reason why is I wanted to have a little bit of a discussion with you guys about why do we play with data packs and kind of like the overall goal for that. And while we're caving, I wanted to also showcase a new data pack we have installed, which is called Gizzmo's Mobs. And this is one of the highest or like the biggest additions to that data pack. I think in total there's like 13 new mobs, but this is one of the coolest ones. So I wanted to show this one off first. So this guy's called a Shackle, and you know, he's got a kind of looking like a copper sword there. I don't know exactly what it's called. It's not copper, but we can actually craft that. Oh man, look at all these Endermen. Actually, we should be taking care of them because we need Ender Pearls too. So Shackles are pretty strong. They have armor and they have a, sword, so they do quite a lot of damage, but they do more than that. First of all, we let them hit me. I get weakness and I also get blindness, which is a great combination when you're getting ambushed like this. Let's go ahead and just take care of this guy though. He's strong, but not, actually pretty strong. Hold on. Of course, he can't see anything now. So because we have our RPG data pack, we have weapons that are already quite a lot stronger. But what I want you to notice is after we killed the Shackle, like 3 of these heads kind of started appearing, and now they're chasing us and attacking us. And they're pretty strong too, actually. Look at that. Doing about half a heart each, but there's 3 of them and they're kind of hard to hit actually. So they usually get at least like 2 or 3 hits on you before you can take care of all of them. And look at that, they drop, this is like perfect. They drop bug pieces super rarely actually. I've only gotten them to drop one other time, so this is perfect. And bug pieces are what we're going to use to craft that orange sword that the Shackle was carrying. And that orange sword, if we use it on mobs, will give them weakness. So yeah, that's actually a really cool use of custom mobs in this data pack. I'm very excited to try that out. I think we can use the weakness sword to turn villagers into, or zombie villagers, sorry, into villagers. Cure zombie villagers easier. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, so we need to find a cave system, but before we do that, I just wanted to say, man, the landscape here is really pretty. It's really reminiscent, for at least to me, of like older terrain generation for Minecraft. I like it. Okay. Let's go ahead and get a cave. All right, I think we found a cave. It's always a challenge because they usually end up dead ending. Let's see how far this one goes. And we need to get it to kind of go underground a little bit of a distance because with this data pack, it replaces all of, like, there's a variant of all the normal mobs in the game, like creepers, skeletons, and spiders, that will spawn with this data pack, but they will only spawn lower into the world. Oh yeah, this is perfect. Holy ravine. Yep, this will work. All right. So why do we play with data packs? Like, what's our reasoning behind that? And there's a lot of reasons. On the technical side, they're less big than mods, so they don't break your world. At least, for the most part. If you have a terrain generation data pack, that will change, the way your world generates, but we don't have any of those, so I'm not worried about that. So in general, with all the data packs we have selected, we can remove them at any moment and it won't destroy our world or change anything. And I think that is a key characteristic of a data pack. specifically the ones that we want to include in our world here. But that's just the technical side. The important stuff is why do it, like from the gameplay standpoint, and what's the goal of it. And kind of start that story off, we have to start with my original inspiration, which was I just wanted like unique mobs in the game, stronger mobs and bosses and stuff to fight, and an RPG sense, a feeling of, you know, kind of like if you're playing Diablo or something like that. Okay, so this is another Gizzmo's mob. It's basically just a zombie, but he's got a pickaxe. They're stronger, right? So I took my armor off and he can do quite a lot of damage. And they also have more health. And then they just have a reskin because we have this resource pack on right here. So this is a pretty cool mob. I've noticed that they usually spawn in pretty big packs. So like 3 or 4 at a time. So they can get pretty tough to fight if you get ambushed, especially if you're fighting like a shackle at the same time and like a red creeper comes up and ambushes you all. Which kind of ties into another reason why I like datapacks from the game point standpoint. Not only is it cool to have these mobs, like the boss mobs like I was talking about, but it adds, you know, an extra layer of challenge. So this is the red creeper. The difference between a red creeper and a normal one is these guys just blow up sooner and more damage, I think. It's a shorter fuse. Nothing spectacular, just basically a reskin with a little bit more difficulty, which is totally fine. I like the variance that comes with that. So the extra difficulty is cool. You know, I personally think Minecraft is it's a sandbox game, so play it however you want. But for the most part, it's an extremely easy game. Mobs are not really that challenging to take on. And, you know, getting resources is pretty easy. Getting full diamond and netherite, you know, takes a little bit of time, but it's honestly not too much of a challenge overall. So having these data packs just adds in a little bit of an extra layer of difficulty and challenge in that regard. But more importantly is it adds in the sense of like legendary loot. I have said this before in video and I'll continue to say it time and time again. I really like the RPG data pack we have because every time we find a piece of legendary gear, it's like, for me, I have like that feeling of like, oh, you know, what ancient people or civilization or whatever built and made these tools, kind of like the desert temples and the jungle temples that come up in the world too in Minecraft. So it just, for me, creates like that sense of like, ooh, wonder and, you know, who did this? And it's like that scene in The Hobbit where they just took down the trolls and they go into the troll lair and they find swords from, like ancient elven swords from the fall of Gondolin a couple thousand years prior. To me, it's that exact same feeling, which ties into another big reason why I like those specific data packs. So it adds a lot of lore to the game, or at least a lot of potential for lore, which I love to have kind of a running set of explanations and backgrounds for my world. And that's why I like so many monuments. Like that's why I like building so many monuments and recording history in our Let's Play in the world as a whole. I don't know. It's just something that I really enjoy. Creates a more complete picture, and having a sense of history is pretty fun to do too. You know, there's going to come a day where the RPG data pack we use, or rather any data pack we use, won't be compatible with the next update of Minecraft. Hopefully that doesn't happen anytime soon, but that is one of the reasons why I like data packs, is because we can continue to update, and even if the data packs themselves don't follow along, we can just stop using them. And the cool thing is all of our weapons and tools will basically be untouched. You know, like this armor, for example, like no matter if we have the data pack installed or not, is we have it, it's done. The attributes are saved and the speed boosts are there and everything like that. So we can continue to have this armor and these artifacts filled with lore long after we have done, like, finished using the data pack, which is actually extra cool because that makes them extra rare. Like we know for sure that we won't forever be able to have them. So there's going to come a point where they become even more and more and more rare. It's not really related to Datapacks, I guess, but I want to start exploring and creating like an actual lore of our world a little bit. But I want to start including it as an explanation for game mechanics. So for example, the reason why, like, you know, why do we respawn when we die? Like, what's the reason behind that? I think that would be fun to explore from a lore standpoint, be able to explain that game mechanic. And another lore idea that I came up with is, why don't mobs spawn, like evil mobs that is, spawn on our island? Is it because some ancient race or ancient civilization in the past built something there, like a shrine that protects the island? Is it because of just randomness? Like, why? What's the reason behind it? I want to kind of officially explore that and add it as kind of like a rule for our world as a whole. In a game like this, having something that explains game mechanics or the reason why things are the way they are, I like that idea a lot more. Oh yeah, so these guys are pretty tough to hit actually. Oh man. And the fact that the zombies are quite a lot stronger too, they can gang up on you too and kind of get you worn down. Of course, we have other data packs we play with as well, like the animal genetics one, which I think is just a cool addition because it takes an already existing vanilla concept of breeding your animals. Oh, hello. So hold that thought. These are, what are they called? Ancient skeletons or fossil skeletons. And first of all, I want you to notice the bow sound. It's the old bow sound, which I think is cool. And then after they get hit a little bit, so punch him, then they use a stick for a weapon. And it's supposed to be really strong. I don't know how strong it is. Let's take off our armor. Yeah, not that strong at all. So maybe they're a little bit bugged right now. But, you know, again, just a basically just a reskin of an existing mob. Slightly stronger and a little bit uniqueness, but overall just a variety, which I think is awesome in Minecraft. It's nice to have that little bit of variety. Okay, so that genetics data pack we have takes an already existing feature of animal breeding and extends it and adds in like a whole mini game to it almost. That's right, we're out of coal, so I need to actually mine this. Right, like you can actually have an impact on how you breed your animals and make a better, you know, flock and better horses and just everything overall, which I think is really cool. You know, conversely, you don't need to do it. If you wanted to just continue to breed your animals normally, the data pack basically doesn't change anything other than giving you the option to do stuff. I like it. It's a fun little addition. A mini game within a game. Oh no! I didn't mean to mind that. Oh well. And then of course we got our decoration data packs. Like the invisible item frames and the armor statues and the mob heads. Which I think are just cool. The mob heads also fill in with like the lore type of stuff a little bit. And this is an example of the last custom mob, or last variant of a custom mob. There's like 13 total. I think this is called like the Royal Spider. They're like super fast and agile, so, and they're hard to hit. So, but they're super weak. Pretty fun to have though. A nice, like I've said before, a nice variety is always good to have in a data pack. All right, I think we're going to be done caving here for now, because there's a couple mobs that only appear on the surface that I also wanted to explore. And we've been doing this for quite a while now, so I'm kind of running out of things to ramble about. One last thing to talk about is I was just reading about how they found an ancient Egyptian dagger made out of iron. And it was like a super prized and ceremonial dagger because they did not know how to make iron themselves. Which means that they had to have found this iron from like a meteorite. So just imagine like how cherished and how rare and cool, you know, that is to them. That's how I feel about some of the legendary loot we get from our data packs, like how rare and cool it is. You know, we can't craft this stuff. We have to just find it and get it. Luckily from, like, you know, stealing it from, I guess, past civilizations if you go by the lore route, or, you know, by caving and getting lucky drops from boss mobs. To me, it's just like the same level of coolness, I guess. All right, check this out. This is another one of those mobs. It's a black bear, a brown bear, which is awesome. I love that. Look at that, a zombie villager. And some wolves over there. Wow, there's a lot going on, actually. Ooh, a free head. Oh! Dang, did you see that? The wolves just took down the shackle. Crazy. Let's see how strong this guy is. It's for science. Oh, he's got cool animations. Whoa, yeah, he's actually pretty tough. Kind of. Oh, yeah, he does some damage. He's really fast. Whoa, he's really strong. And he just drops leather? Okay. So that's awesome. I did not think we'd actually see him. I thought they'd be really rare. We got lucky, I guess. And some wolves over here who were taking down the shackle. That's pretty cool, actually. I wonder why. Are shackles maybe just like wither skeletons? Is that why? Like just a reskin of a wither skeleton? I don't know. Alright, so our next stop then is we need to go this direction. We need to go west. Because I think we have a birch forest this direction. And that's where I think there's another bear over here. Yeah, look at... Nope, that's just a sheep. Nope. We need to go to a birch forest because that's where the last major type of custom mob spawns. It's going to be like a honey slime. Okay, so those are called honey slimes, I think. And they're kind of just like a, you know, birch forest or normal forest form of slime. I think if they hit you, here, we'll let a bigger guy hit us. Yeah, they give you mining fatigue, and they drop, what's this called? Hostile honey, which is used to make custom potions, but they call it something else. They call them like honey bottles or something in this data pack. What do they call them? So they're used to make syrups in this data pack, and these are called stickies, just for reference. And they're not super strong. Drop a lot of the honey. Or a lot of the hostile honey. And I think they have a small chance of dropping a whole honey block. So that's actually kind of something we could maybe look into a little bit. So what is this? So this is honeycomb just re-textured. Interesting. Cool, so then these are what we call sea jellies. And they're just like a variant of a squid, but they're kind of like, yeah, they're kind of like electrified, I guess, would be how you describe them. But they drop sea jelly, which if you put that together with hostile honey, you can actually make a pretty cool, unique potion. So we're going to try that out this episode at the very least. We got 5 of this, may contain sparks. Can we eat that? It's just cooked rabbit. I guess, what happens if we do eat it? Oh, so it hurts us. Interesting. And let's take these other guys down. And this is the Drowned King. So pretty cool. I think he just has a higher chance of dropping the trident. I think it's like 30% instead of 4%. And it's like a retexture. I think more health and a little bit more damage as well. You know, he's been hitting me quite a lot. I'm getting kind of beat up here. I think he also has a small chance of dropping a Heart of the Sea. Let's go ahead and take him down. Cool, let's see what did he get. Oh yeah, look at that. Heart of the Sea. It's awesome. We got a trident from it. And some gold. 8 gold. Holy cow, that's actually a lot of gold. Neat. So there's a couple other mobs that are part of this data pack, but we're going to head on home now. And maybe we'll encounter them at a later date, but we're going to be done exploring the data pack for now. Awesome, so I hope you enjoyed the rambling we had. If you hear any funny noises around the base, we got a polar bear nearby for some reason. I have no idea where he came from. And hopefully you get a pretty good sense of what this data pack is like when you're caving. I think it's awesome. I'd encourage people to try it. Our next step now is to actually test out the new potion system a little bit. So I'm pretty sure this is how it works. I think we put, let's see here. We need honey bottles. We need, whoa, oh, those make sugar? I didn't know that. Netherwort, and then this hostile honey. And it makes the knowledge book, which is, I think that's cool. So then now we have a syrup. So let's make a whole bunch of that quick. We got all of our syrups. And if we take one syrup and we put a jelly on top, we're going to get nothing? Where'd that go? Let's try it again. What? Are we just losing them? Oh man, it was a bug. I was really excited to try that. So we can't drink those. Those are like undrinkable. Oh, here they are, vitality syrups. Were they always in there or did I just pick them up? Let's try that again. Okay, yeah, I must have just been picking them up. And then, so this is like stackable potions kind of, which is awesome. And then, oh, whoa, health boost for 5 minutes. So we just got an additional couple of hearts. Holy cow, that is actually, is it stackable? I doubt it, but let's try it. No, it's not stackable, but holy cow, that's actually an amazing addition. And it looks like we probably don't need the data pack to make this. So if we stock up on these, we can probably create quite a lot of them. Let's see, if we grab cocoa beans, we can create another type. So let's try that. So this is dexterity, gives us haste. Do we have any potion or poison potatoes? We'll make another type there. And that's luck. And the last one is feathers. Grab one of those. And that one is levitation for 10 seconds. Cool. So I think those are the 4 types of syrups, I guess, in this case, but basically stackable potions you can get with this data pack. That's amazing. I really love that feature. The last thing we want to do now is get some iron. Make an iron sword quick. And then we put a piece of iron inside of there and surround it with bug pieces. Doing that, we're going to get a piece of Tachyturn alloy. And we can take that and combine it with a sword. No, not in an anvil, in an upgrade station. So sword and then the Tachyturn alloy. And we're going to get a Tachyturn sword with that. Which if we attack a mob with this sword, it'll get weakness for 5 seconds. Just like we do when we're hit by the shackle. But if this works the way it should, then we don't need to make weakness potions anymore. Let's give that a shot. Oh, that's cool. It works. Awesome. Well, we're going to end the episode here. Thank you for joining me. Go ahead and give me some feedback. Remember, the best way to give me feedback is just to leave a like or a dislike, depending on if you like the video or not. If you don't like it for some reason, I would really appreciate it if you left a comment telling me how to improve too. But other than that, you guys have a wonderful day. Stay safe. Bye-bye. Really quickly, I also wanted to show you our spoils. So we got quite a lot of the bug pieces, so we can make a couple more Tachyturn swords and good amount of gold and diamonds. And almost 3 stacks worth of iron blocks. So I'm kind of excited about that. And then also I just noticed this. There's a black bear right over here, or cave bear I think is what they're called in the data pack. So we should probably name him, I don't know, leave a suggestion I guess if you want to name him something. Otherwise I'll just do it in between episodes. Okay, now you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.